right, welcome to Gen X Rated, Saturday edition. How we doing, guys?
Good. Made it to Saturday. It's spring. The sun's out.
It is warming up out there. No crazy tornadoes. How about you, Gene? How's it looking in Cleveland?
Snowing a little bit, but you asked me how I was doing personally, and not well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you feeling better? Is your stomach better?
No, dude. Those 2 hot dogs I had for dessert morphed into me waking up in the middle of the night and just like, like what they used to call like a stomach flu, which isn't really a flu, but just something gastrointestinal.
Yeah, that was going around. Maybe it wasn't the hot dogs.
Well, whatever. I'd had a lot of meats that morning, and I'm going to attribute it to Nathan's hot dogs. I don't know how that fucking Joey Chestnut does it because...
My God.
Yeah.
I mean, my wife came home with Imodium, Preparation H wipes, and was saying a couple of prayers during lunch with her mother. So, because it was... I mean, she came home and she's like, "Is there a natural gas leak?" I'm like, "No, dude, that's sulfur from all the fucking meats." It was fucking horrible. And so I got through that. It was really, really bad yesterday. Really bad. And I'm fine, except every time I have to have a BM or something, I sort of have that feeling like it's not like I have something gastrointestinal. It's not completely gone. I feel much better, and I don't feel like I have to sit on the toilet for like an hour and a half, but I do not feel good. So I'm officially done with Nathan's hot dog. I'm done with all fucking
hot dogs.
Well, I mean, maybe
sausages,
hot dogs, processed meats. My fucking asshole just does not like shit. I have not had that feeling in a long time. I mean, it's been a long time since I felt that way.
Yeah.
It did not feel good, dude. It felt horrible.
That sounds really bad.
But I'm better now, and I decided to just eat red beans and rice and a little bean soup today, and take my fiber supplement. Age sucks, man. You have to do maintenance, and I was never a maintenance guy. I'm not even one to even like wash my face before I go to bed or wake up in the morning. Like I brush my teeth and I floss and shower, shave, and no, I don't shave anymore, and that's about it, dude. I've never been like, I'm not a lotion guy. I'm kind of like ashy, like Kevin Durant. And, I don't give a fuck. But now it's like, oh my God, did I do my fiber today? Did I put some? I have two different types of fibers. I've got these supplements I take. I'm wearing UFUs right now because my fucking ankles are screaming from fucking being in Nashville. I'm still in pain.
Oh, jeez.
Man, it's just it's a shit show getting older.
It is. It's a mess.
I like being wiser and not as dumb and doing all the dumb shit I did with Bill over the years. But,
dumb shit.
The body
stuff.
Dumb shit. The body stuff is brutal. I don't even know how you guys fucking do hockey. I don't even know why you bother. Why would you even do that to yourselves?
It's good exercise. It is can be painful, of course, but body's in motion, stay in motion type of thing. And what else are you doing, right? We didn't play at your level, so we can peter out in our aging bodies, unlike yourself.
It seems dangerous, like legit dangerous. Like you get body checked. Bill gets body checked today. He's got a bum shoulder.
Dude, that's why. Yeah, I played 2 games in our league this year, and I kind of tapped out. I kept hoping I could come back, but it's like, dude, I got physically just beat up in those first 2 games. These guys are bigger, and you even if it's unconsciously, you're playing not to get hurt, right?
Yeah.
It's always in the back of your mind. I got to turn this way. I can't get caught in this position. And you can't play that way. I mean, I'll go out and screw around on Mondays and Tuesdays and, Sunday mornings and play pickup because, I know everybody I'm playing with, and anything that happens is going to be an accident. I know I'm not going to get blown up. I know I'm not going to get, somebody's not purposely trying to fuck me up.
Sure.
But yeah, it's in the back of your mind. And I told Rob, I'm like, dude, this game is so fun when you're feeling good. But when you're hurting, it sucks.
Yeah. Well, it is that way. Kids get obviously younger and faster and more skilled, just like how you have different generations of football players. So
yeah,
that's what it is.
And some of these guys, they think that there's some scouts from the NHL up there in the stands, and they've got to make an impression and blow you up. Like, dude, It's 10:30 on a Wednesday. It's adult rec league hockey. Settle your dumb ass down.
For sure. And
What
the
are
whole
you
point
doing?
is you don't go out for the shitty hockey anyway. Okay. You're going out to drink beer in the parking lot after shitty
That's
hockey.
true.
Don't they? Do you have an even older age for you guys that are older than like?
Well, my Wednesday's 50 plus. There's a 50 plus
plus?
league. But when I was in my 40s, I was like,
Yeah.
I'm going to be killing it in that 50 plus. Now I'm like, I can't wait for the 60 plus league. I'm going to be killing it there.
Which I could play in this year.
Is there a 60 plus league?
Sadly enough.
There's now. Oh.
There will be. We'll grow into it.
Oh, okay.
Knock on wood.
I don't know, man. You're crazy, Bill. You've had two traumatic brain injuries. You got
surgery on both shoulders,
parts.
back surgery.
Well, without going into too much of a deep comment here, we did have the administrator who runs our one of our leagues here had a heart attack on the ice, went into the boards, broke his neck, and never recovered. So shit does happen. Some people felt like at least he was doing what he loved, type of thing, but I thought it was pretty messed up.
Pretty sure he didn't feel a thing either.
Yeah, he really didn't. But
life's a mystery. Like why Paul Rubens was jerking off in a fucking porno place when he's gay. I mean, nothing makes sense, man. I mean,
you're watching hardcore porn. You're seeing plenty of dick too, I guess. So
nah,
good
dude,
cover.
I don't know any gay guys that want to go look at any
vaginas
at all, vaginas at all. So,
all right. Well,
but it's funny. A lot of women watch gay dudes.
So
it's a different story.
Yeah, no, it's interesting to me.
The women have a better time, easier time suspending disbelief. They think they can turn a gay guy into a straight guy anyway. So
it's probably
women think they can do anything. So
plus, it's the same part right there. I mean, you're looking at whether he's gay or not, it still works the same way. So
you could still do it then, Bill. You could be an icon in gay porn if you want. I mean,
gay for gay,
old, dude. You're not too old. I'm telling you, you're a good-looking cat, especially when you get a decent haircut.
No doubt.
It's hard to find somebody to give you a decent haircut.
Well. That being said, can we give out a quick rest in peace to George Foreman?
Yeah, he's on my list.
Okay,
if you want to start there.
Well, I don't have to do George Foreman, but I was just reminded today. I was doom scrolling, of course. It's the 22nd. You guys remember Steve Olin and Tim Cruz?
Yes. Oh my, yeah.
That happened today in 1993, where their boat ran into that fucking dock or whatever, and they got killed.
They were Indians, right? They
they were both.
Yeah, one of them got beheaded.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get into the group. I didn't go look at the crime scene photos or anything, Bill. But I was just reminded today that they were. And in today's world, an athlete will die or two every year or 3 or 4. Back then, it was super rare for an active athlete to die. Do you guys know? You guys know who the athlete was before him to die? That was an active player.
Football player?
No, baseball.
Before him,
1979. I'll even give you the year.
Oh, well, there was a Cardinal pitcher that got killed in the last 12 years.
No. I'm talking about who was the person that got killed before these two got killed.
Well, this was about
an active.
Go ahead.
An active player in 1979. He got killed.
Who was it?
Thurman Munson.
Oh, helicopter crash.
Oh shit!
No, plane
crash. He was flying his own plane.
Takeoffs and landings at Akron Airport, and that's the other weird connection. Those three deaths were all active player deaths, and they all happened in the Cleveland area, the Cleveland metro area.
Oh damn!
Again, after '93, there were lots of people. I mean, it just seemed to become. I mean, we've become. In a lot of ways, our cities have become less violent, but the things we do, the things. I don't know, man. It just seems like there's a player or two every year now that.
We talk about the boating thing. I mean, a lot of these guys have the money, but they don't know how to drive the boat. They got.
I believe there was drinking involved in the 90s.
Drinking? How could there not be?
Oh yeah.
I mean, it reminds me of that story of those football players that capsized and were out on the boat in Tampa for 17 hours or whatever.
Oh yeah, that sucked.
Oh, were the Patriots players, Belichick's players, or
I think
he had a couple players,
Lion.
didn't he?
I think one guy was still in college, wasn't he? Wasn't one of them still a college player?
Oh, okay. Well, I know Belichick had someone drown too.
Oh, geez.
And then there was the former Dolphins player, that was out fishing by himself and fell off his fucking boat.
Couldn't swim?
Swim all the way back. It took almost a day to swim back to shore, but he survived.
Good.
But
Well, who is the running back for the Chiefs that died in '81?
Delaney.
Joe Delaney trying to save that kid.
Drowned. Yeah, he didn't know how to
swim, but he saved them.
Right. Yeah, he went in and he knew he couldn't swim, but he went.
He was active. Kids. Yeah,
he was a baller too.
When there was a guy named a tight end for the St. Louis Cardinals, the football team, when they were here, he died in '79, I think. He had a heart attack during training camp and died.
I really started paying attention to all that stuff. I never paid attention to sports stats, like, current players, until that kid had the heart attack in the locker room from San Francisco. It's that old lineman. I was like, holy shit. And was that before or after Corey Stringer? Maybe Corey Stringer was the one where I really started paying attention.
I think that was
heat exhaustion.
Yeah, dude, that was just those guys. How did they let that happen? That was ridiculous.
It was bad training, bad medical staff.
Those trainers never should have let that happen.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. I mean, not everybody's fucking good at their job 100% of the time, all the time. I mean,
and situational temperatures were off the charts. They weren't prepared, and now
they do. Even when we were in Atlanta, in camp they do like that wet bulb reading. They know exactly how hot it is and how hard these guys can go, and that was inexcusable.
Yeah, they can do all that, Bill, but they don't know how I'm faking how out of shape I am and how close to death I am, and I'm fucking just trying to fucking make it through, and my heart's beating through my chest, and I'm thinking, there's been a couple fucking incidents myself where I've been so fucking out of shape doing a gaster test or something. I'm like, I might die on this fifth gaster, but fuck it. I mean, the money's good. I mean, you're just young and fucking stupid, dude. That's what's you're fucking. You think you can do it because you're so fucking young.
Yeah.
But there were some close calls with me where I immediately had to go jump in an ice tub or get oxygen, I mean, dude, it's brutal. Some of those conditioning tests were brutal for O linemen, and it didn't make a lot of sense and don't have a lot of logic to them for an O lineman to run 5 gassers. When am I ever going to run 5 gassers in a game? I mean, that's dumb. All my shit's like takes 30 seconds tops, and that's on reverse. So
maybe I run downfield a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, that's about it. So, yeah, it's but now I don't think it would ever happen in today's world. I mean, someone could have heart disease. Certainly, a lot of these kids grew up eating very, very poor diets with all foods today. So
that's a show for another day. Colorectal cancer that we have with these kids today. It's
you remember the Aldersert brothers? The one kid played at Pitt, died of a heart attack. It was just undiagnosed, had an oversized heart, which a lot of athletes have, because they're so well conditioned.
Medical screening's so much better now, though.
Yeah,
and that doesn't mean you're gonna die just because you have a big old heart either. It depends, man. There's just so many factors that go into it. I'm just hoping for my good Dutch DNA to override my dad's terrible DNA out of the family and all the diseases they have. I mean, I'm just hoping for a little bit of luck because it's a turkey shoot. You don't know, as you well know.
Do you remember that one year? I think AP came in for the first, I think maybe it was the first, I can't remember if it was the first day of camp or if it was the first day of off-season program. And he worked out way too hard. He wasn't quite in that kind of shape. And the next day he had to go to the hospital because he was pissing like black.
Oh my God.
And it's when you're
all his ketones, or what do you call that when you ketosis?
Yeah.
Some shit. His body started eating itself or some shit and he started pissing it out.
It starts eating your muscle tissue.
Yeah,
rhomboidosis. I'd have to look it up, but I just remember that. It was like, oh, dude.
Yeah, we've all had a few close calls because everyone, we're not all monolith. We didn't all come in 100% Myles Garrett or TJ Watt shape with our a year trainers, and it was a different time, man. It was a different era.
All right.
We had an actual off season too where we where Bill and I went on vacation and shit. We actually did shit. It was got out of shape real quick. Go ahead, Rob. You want to do a show? Go ahead.
You mentioned George Foreman, and then you guys stepped right over him.
He would have wanted it that way.
You know what? He wouldn't have.
A quick rest in peace. I didn't know what you were doing a show on today. So,
well, how do you not mention George Foreman? He died. He was 76 years old. He was like a local celebrity in Houston, not to mention around the world.
Your own website says unscripted, uncut, uncensored.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were going to talk about George Foreman. I apologize to you.
How could I not?
Come on, Boomer.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
2-time heavyweight champ, Olympic gold medalist, powerful puncher, a giant force for good. Most people remember the Rumble in the Jungle, which was him and Ali. Let me put up another picture of George rather. He did beat Joe Frazier. That was the big one. Here he is again with Ali, which I thought was kind of charming because these two, towards the end, they were super tight. Here's another picture of these two together, George Foreman, along with Ali. A lot of respect there. And then, of course, in '94, I think everybody remembers the George Foreman grill.
Oh, hell yeah.
He sold about 100 million units.
I know I had one.
And I love the claim to fame of his 12 kids. He named 5 of his sons George. I didn't even know you could do that, but
it's got to do whatever he wanted to. Okay.
Got to be a little confusing around the house. But he did in 1994 when the grill came out. That's when he won the heavyweight title for the second time. He beat Michael Moore. It was in the 10th round. I think there were about a minute left. Hit him with the right. He was losing the fight, but he hit him with that right. He was 45 years old when he won that title. Pretty incredible.
Yeah, that's impressive. He was something.
Yeah, props to him. I didn't even know he was sick, but I thought the news was disheartening, to say the least.
Did they say how he died, or
no? They did not. But it was confirmed. The source was from his family, but they didn't say. He was a pretty private person, I guess, in the end. But 76 just seems young. But again, it's not like his brain was stirred from punches.
Oh, dude, I mean, that's a pretty good run for somebody that took that many shots to the head.
And went back to boxing in his 40s and 50s. Yeah. That's what I said to Melissa. I'm like, you know what? 76 for a boxer of his caliber that fought as many fights as he fought. I mean, that's actually pretty fucking good. Because we talk about CTE all the time in the NFL. Boxing, y'all. What the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me, dude? Isn't that like guaranteed fucking CTE?
You would think.
It's brutal. I couldn't even imagine of all the sports. I mean, at least I'm wearing a helmet. I know I'm doing all sorts of damage to my brain, and it's probably not going to biopsy well. However, just to get punched in the face or the temple or the kick.
Jab.
By professional punchers, dude. Those guys punch hard as hell. No way. That sport to me is just it's savage.
It is. It's pretty brutal. There were technicians back in the day, but we talked about this earlier, Uncle Bill and myself, about boxing. At least in our generation, you knew who the heavyweight champs were. You had 3 divisions. And then we kind of turned into MMA, and just the violence level is just kind of over the top. You're not a technical fighter, or he's a bruiser. MMA, you're an eye gouger, you're a knee kicker outer, you're a choke you outer. It's
well, I mean, they're incredibly conditioned athletes. I mean, that is a fucking brutal sport. It's not my thing. I find it hard to watch, but I can appreciate the skills and the toughness and the level of fitness you have to have. But it's just not my thing.
It's tough. Yeah, it's hard to watch. I even find boxing after the bell at the 3 rounds, I noticed my body's clenching because even just watching it, I'm like.
Well, dude, we were watching Rocky one night. Remember, it was on, and just watching them, dude, getting punched that many times through that many rounds. I mean, that guy just took a fucking beating. Like, it's just so unrealistic, but it was hard to watch.
Absolutely.
Very hard.
There's going to be no rematch. Don't want one.
Don't want one. Yeah, that was a little ridiculous, I will say. I wanted to share a couple quick things. I know Uncle Bill's against this on a Saturday, but anytime I can show some cosplay, I'm going to put it up there. Christy Gnome.
What am I today? Oh, today I'm a police officer working with ICE.
That's right. She's a police officer. They did rescind 530,000 visas for temporary status visas, 532,000 Cubans, Haitians, Nicaraguans, and Venezuelans. So if have friends in any of these from any of these countries, keep an eye out for them because they could be next. Seems like a lot of people to kind of condemn that you don't even know if they're documented, undocumented.
Yeah,
taking you. That seems to be a new thing. I did want to add that with the IRS firings, we talked about this. They cut staff, but basically they cut staff that are investigating corporation taxes and those that make over 10 million a year. That's where the money comes in. So because of that, which Uncle Bill said, individuals like us is dollar for dollar. The corporations and the billionaire millionaires are different, but the stat came out today that the IRS is going to give up $500 billion in revenue because taxpayers are skipping filing in the wake of all these DOGE cuts. So some people, what, you're going to come after me? I make over 10 million. I'm off the list. So
yeah,
DOGE is supposed to be cutting waste. Instead, they're just allowing people to not pay their taxes that clearly can afford to pay them. So that was not
ludicrous.
Yeah, kind of crazy. Trump still hasn't come forth to the judge request on who signed the paperwork to get the people sent down to El Salvador. He came out yesterday and said he didn't even sign it. Wasn't even me. I don't know. I didn't do it. So now he's like Bart Simpson, the I didn't do it kid.
Yeah.
But the problem for Trump is he's not that smart because if he didn't sign it, he's in deeper shit than if he did sign it and have some kind of reason as to why he did it. Especially, and the projection again, Biden, he auto-signed those. You know, you're like projecting what you do. All of a sudden, he didn't sign these. Nobody cares about Biden. Nobody knows where he is. Nobody knows what he's doing. It really doesn't matter. Though in typical Trump form, he did revoke the security clearance for Biden, Harris, Liz Cheney, Kinzinger. Anybody that wronged him has made the list. To that end, he's taken away all funding for Maine until the governor gives him a full-throated apology.
Not one of those half-throated apologies. I went full-throated because it was very hurtful, very, very mean, and very nasty.
Super hurtful. And again, he's just throwing his weight around as if he can do that. Those numbers were money was appropriated. I don't see how, unless you're a king, that you can make that stop.
He thinks he's a king. He really does.
I guess he
fucking
does.
Guy.
We're going to find out, though, because it doesn't seem to be going really well in the courts, but that has to continue or we're going to have some serious trouble.
Yeah.
One other story.
Wait, hold on.
Go ahead.
I'm going to reclaiming my time.
You got it.
I know what the fuck Biden's doing. What do you mean nobody knows what he's doing?
What's he doing?
He and Jill have offered their services to make a comeback to the Democratic Party to help them restore themselves and make money and be fundraisers. They offer their services, and they're both working on their memoirs. I just read that yesterday. I just wanted you to know that I knew what they were doing.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that.
They're offering their services to come back and restore respectability and money to the party. I don't know how they're going to do that, but they've been offering. They've been making phone calls and shit.
So it's a nice offer.
Here's something I like a little bit more. These two are touring the country throughout Denver, Michigan, Wisconsin, Arizona, and they're pulling in some giant crowds, which is good to see. The whole message is, to Gene's point, a populist message. This is them in Denver. This is the Civic Center. They had overflow crowds. Gene told me they expected 2,000. They ended up with 11,000 in Greeley. They seem to be just resonating with the people that are frustrated right now.
Really ain't fucking a Democratic
No.
people. That's what we're trying to say. They're coming to Republican districts where they're getting invites, or people want to, or their congressmen aren't showing up, and they are kicking ass and taking names.
Yeah, and the Democrats are probably not even paying attention.
That's what I was going to say. Where are the Democrats?
But we're beyond. They're the last ones to realize we're beyond. It's not Democrat Republican anymore. We're beyond that. It's a full-on class war, and the people that are spouting, that are preaching the right message, AOC and Bernie, people like that, will get attention and they will get votes. The Democrats are just, dude, they are so flat-footed. They're like fighting World War I tactics.
Well,
we're going to dig trenches and dig in and lob bombs at each other all day long.
They're only half.
You are, not me.
47% of people that are even registered in either one of those parties. I mean, I'm coming to the realization that the only reason we have two parties is so oligarchs have less work to do. It's easier to control two parties. I mean, obviously, they don't want a bunch of different parties. But here we are. Our most populist message has been coming from a Democratic Socialist for the last 20 years. And the biggest hit jobs on him have literally been from the Democratic side. So, I mean, we're on to you. That's the problem the Democrats have is the day after this last election, we're like, oh, okay, this was all bullshit. And you guys don't really care. And you have your oligarchs, but you think they're good. You think J.B. Pritzker's good because he's a governor and he hates Trump. And we're saying that's not good enough. We're all $300 away from being broke. Like, screw that shit. You gotta, that's not enough. You gotta start doing stuff for us. The only reason we're mad is because we pay taxes, and we're the only ones that pay taxes: sales tax, federal tax, state tax, all these taxes we pay. And what do we get for it? Tax cuts for the rich. I think we're on to all you guys. So, really, yes, we need the Democrats to either do what AOC and Bernie are doing, or they all just need to be voted out because they're literally wasting our time. I don't have enough life left.
And I checked the sources on a lot of the commentary on this tour that they're doing, and I'll see a lot of people just poo-pooing them, like, oh, this is a loser. First of all, they're not running as a ticket. They're just out there holding basically town halls because the Republicans are kind of chicken and afraid of their own constituents. And they're coming out and asking you what's your concern, what are your problems, and they're speaking truth to the situation. I mean, they're not gaslighting; they're telling you. So to me, again, this isn't a ticket, but I do want my politicians out there asking what the issues are. People are very upset. People are coming out. I saw as we talked about, that MP who wanted answers in Wyoming, and when they started applauding because she was a military police officer, she's like, "Don't clap for me." She's staying on message. Hey, what are you doing about this? Why are you letting these people do it? And then they, waste, fraud, abuse. We love to throw words for a fourth grader, and we'll maybe talk about Trump and his fourth grade vocabulary. But she says, listen, yes, there's waste in government, but it's not fraudulent. You can't just be cutting everything to pieces because you think there's fraud involved. You need to find it. Waste, yes. Oh, does the government waste money? Absolutely. We're not arguing that. But quit making it up so you can trim off things like $15 billion annually from the Department of Education that went to disabled children.
Yeah. Dude, you're doing brain surgery with a chainsaw. And the worst part is you're sending in idiots like Big Balls and his buddies to just hack away. You have no idea what you're doing.
Yeah.
No idea at all. And the shit that you're cutting, you don't give a fuck. Well,
and you want to see the trickle-down effect. Airplane ticket sales are way down. Delta and American, both their CEOs came out. Delta is about 50% down on travel. Consumer confidence, people are afraid. They're afraid to fly. We've never had these many catastrophic crashes in the last 25 years to have them like back to back and so dramatic. And so, just over the top. This generation growing up hasn't seen anything like this if you're under 25.
Did you guys see I think Melissa told me today there's a bed and breakfast guy in Maine, I believe.
I saw the stack of Canadian and Americans that book at his place. Yeah.
Oh, okay. You know what
He'll be out of business. Yes.
He's probably going to sell. And
he has to because the Canadians aren't coming. And he's like, I don't blame you. I get it. But they're offended. They're extremely
Nobody's coming. I mean, the UK put out a warning about traveling here.
Well, I mean, there's more to it than that. I told Melissa, I'm like, not only is he going to sell, he's going to sell to some fucking hedge fund or some oligarch or some group because it's going to be a recession and they're going to have hordes of cash and they're going to buy things cheaply. This is what they do. The rich love recession.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And they're going to get their tax cut and probably a recession, maybe a depression. I don't think they love depressions, but it's a fine line for these idiots. I mean, they really do play it up to right up to the line. So,
and to that point, there's that library that we have an entrance on the Canadian side and one on the American side that they share that library.
Yeah.
And we're locking the door on the Canadian side. Not welcome. Okay. Dude, they're extremely mean to us. They're terrible negotiators. They're the worst. They're awful.
Very bad.
when
Trump
the
turned that
Canadian,
shit into the blue room like they have in fucking North Korea, man. Just like that. He turned Canadian. It's like North Korea now, where you go sit in that special room where they unlock the doors and you guys come in, North Koreans and the Americans come in and talk while they're pointing guns at each other from either side of the. Oh my God, dude. I mean, only Trump could do that to our Canadian
and Trump saluting one of their generals. Nice job, buddy.
By the way, who are white and speak English for the most part.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just not a bright guy, man. He's not a smart guy.
Well, he's a bit of a
fucking moron.
Smart enough to keep himself out of jail, but not smart enough to.
Well, yes, and we're going to see how long
Elon
that
kept him out of jail.
because the more he pushes,
keep him out of jail.
The more he's crossing lines here, and we'll see what kind of pushback there is.
There has to be pushback.
It's one more stat, just talking about our Congress again. Percentage of millionaires in Congress, half. In the U.S., we got 1%. So a lot of money in Congress. You want to talk about the Senate, you're probably looking at 100%.
Oh, yeah, that's a millionaires fucking club right there.
Yeah, I don't know any poor senators. It's just not a poor
Marco
senator.
Rubio finally, he's not in the Senate anymore. I'm going to say that dude was always broke. They were always laughing at him when he first got in the Senate because he couldn't balance his checkbook. Like right when he got in, he's like, let's buy a boat, let's buy a Benz, let's buy all this shit. And he went broke pretty quick, but I mean, he's been around long enough, I suppose. Slowly, he built that all back through insider trading and whatnot. And
He's a fucking dummy.
Well, he's the one that they're pinning the Alien Enemies Act of 1798 on. He was like, wow, Marco said it was a good idea, and he's doing a great job. So whatever Marco says.
And really, he is an alien because his grandpa lied on his application. He was that low-life communist bitch that we're supposed to hate communists so much. You let your communist grandpa lie your way into America. He is an alien. He just doesn't realize it yet. But when I become president, I'm throwing them all in jail.
That's right. New sheriff in town.
Except for Trump, because these people. Here's what has to happen. Trump is never going to do a day in prison. But again, how many people went to prison for Trump? Michael Cohen, all these idiots, Epstein, Giselle, all these people went to. Dude, people are going to go to prison for this guy again. They never ever learn. Power must be incredible. It's something I've never ever had in my life. Just like unbelievable, just unchecked power. It must be incredibly intoxicating because you gotta be half smart enough to know you're going to do time for this guy, and he's not going to do a day. We've already read the first chapter of this book, and he's doing all sorts of unconstitutional and illegal shit, and you're doing it for him. I guess it's blanket pardons. It'll be blanket pardons, I guess. But bottom line, after this, once we get in, we got to change the pardon rules. We can't let a president pardon people anymore. This is just
ridiculous.
Half the problem. And I didn't even think about pardons until I did that dumb rant, and then I realized he'll just pardon everybody, including himself. So.
It's fucking ridiculous. And you've got to revoke that presidential immunity thing. You cannot.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
That was the dumbest thing ever.
It's not even a thing, dude. It's not even a law. It's just a piece of paper that some dude wrote way back when in the FBI or Justice Department or whatever. What's it even actually mean? It doesn't even, it could be challenged.
Well, once John Roberts said it, it can't be challenged anymore.
It can be revisited.
Right.
It needs to be revisited. I mean, are you fucking kidding me? And how did they not know that this guy, if he got in, was going to take full advantage of it? I mean, what the fuck? Thank you, Justice Rogers. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
I'll never forget it.
Corrupt the Supreme Court that's another thing I thought I'd see in my lifetime. Just how these fucking boomers, man. I don't know what to tell you.
It's too much already.
They're the worst.
On a Saturday, no less, Rob. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, come on.
Whatever. I have one more thing. I have one more thing before I get to my topic here.
All right, fair
that one more thing is Trump's eliminating the IMLS. And you know how I feel about libraries, but this was established in 1996. It provided crucial support for libraries and museums nationwide. He's cutting that because who needs books? We're going to tell you what to read. This does go towards the authoritarian side of it, where they all of a sudden, Kennedy Performing Art Performance Center. We control what you see, what you read, what's available to you. What is being lost here is part of this IMLS is that they invest hundreds of millions annually to develop literacy programs. workforce training, digital cultural preservation, or digital resources, I should say, and then cultural preservation, along with civic engagement. It's not just about buying books in which you can read. We've talked about this before. I go into my library. There's a lot of people of various colors on computers trying, either looking for jobs or doing job training, or all kinds of reading help that they are able to get. And I feel like we're just passing all these people over. Now, I will end with this by saying the new priority, and let me put this guy up, because he is really the one who's going to make the changes, because Trump trusts him. Here he comes here. Yes.
Who the fuck is that guy?
He's this guy.
He looks like a puppet.
Well, he's not really a puppet, but he is going to do what Trump says. And what they want to do
that's a puppet.
They want to, yes, they want to promote American
He looks
exceptionalism.
like a marionette, like Howdy Doody.
And they want to cultivate patriotism. So once again, to the authoritarian side, we're going to promote our exceptionalists because we're amazing, and then cultivate our patriotism, which clearly we're not getting enough of, as we're getting overworked and under healthcared. So,
yeah, dude, that is so fucked up. That's right out of Nazi Germany, North Korea. Like,
and as we talked about, let's support our libraries. It makes a giant difference for those that don't necessarily have a reading library at their house. I'm one of them, but
yeah, no, go get a library card. Libraries are great.
It's amazing. Absolutely. So one of the things we were going to talk about today was happiness. The last show I'll put this up. The last show we put this up as far as our happiness level, we were at 24, which was a little surprising. It's the lowest we've been. Oh, that happened last time. Sorry about that. 24, again, Belize was below us, which I find hard to believe. It's pretty there. But it seemed like we were dragging things down. So
Slovenia is happier than we are.
Who is?
Slovenia.
You bet they are. They got rid of what's her name. They were all in. You can have her. So we've talked about kind of why that is, and generationally, like where the happiness factor comes. Some of the things that came about were, social media is a big part of the comparison generation, where they're seeing what everybody else is doing instantly, which is something we didn't have to deal with. But part of the, like, Finland was number one, and part of those countries, what they do really well is they help each other. There's kindness. There's you feel like somebody's got your back, and apparently that makes a big difference. If you feel like you're on your own, you're one step away from being bankrupt, there's not a whole lot of happiness to be shared during that.
Hey, you're making Pete Hegseth's point right here, because Finland,
which is,
it's very white. This is exactly what these people are. This is the point racist Americans have basically gotten to. And we didn't build America for a happiness index, by the way. We built America to be a melting pot, kick ass, be number one in just about everything, and aspire for some sort of American dream. But we've bastardized that into, oh, they're going to replace us. Now we have to just literally turn this into a Christo-fascist white, run by white men country.
Mediocre white men.
And all you people that don't like it can leave, or you will service us. You will be our bitches. You will be our slaves. So our happiness index is actually going to go down. I'm not saying necessarily because you're all white, but Finland is very practiced in being homogenous.
sure.
So they all think the same way. They all have the same religion for the most part.
Well, they're all Finns.
Their conservatives aren't that much different from their liberals. They all want socialized medicine, shit like that. They don't.
Good point.
So yes, homogenous countries that have been homogenous countries, or are the same color, same race, same way for thousands and thousands of years, are going to be well practiced in being happy. These guys are eating the same fucking fish every day. Their brain chemistry is the same. The hard thing to do that just don't even try to do, because one group of people is always doing their own thing in this country. And you know who I'm talking about, Sesame Street. White men have never, the closest I think white men ever came to being almost half and half Democrat and Republican was like 2008. And it wasn't even that close, but it was closer than it's ever been. I mean, now it's like double-digit points away. And they're the only group that basically stays the same throughout history.
Not to interrupt you, but our happiest time was 2012. We ranked number 11. So you're right in that area for sure.
But yeah, I just think it's really hard to have multicultural. I'm shocked that we got up to 11, to be honest with you. But again, in the 90s, of the Gen X, we were getting along. I could go to a country western bar and not worry about getting shanked and shit. I wouldn't even consider it today. And don't worry, I know I was in Nashville. Nashville is a tourist town. That's a different thing. They just want your money, $14 beer. They don't give a shit what color you are. So
your money's green.
I don't know why we lost so much of it, but it's really social media and tons of disinformation from the group that's always been in charge in this country, realizing that, we want shared power, and they're basically having a temper tantrum over it. I don't know how else to put it. So the disinformation is huge. Plus, we got a guy that's bought and sold and paid for by Putin and Russia, who's been since the 80s. And people love to be close to power. So all these idiots are willing to do all these things. JD Vance has hours and hours of sound bites saying how much he hates Trump.
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
He's not fooling anybody. He grew a beard and lost 100 pounds on Ozempic, but we still know you're the same couch fucking motherfucker.
And same round-headed motherfucker.
So it's all bullshit. They're playing games with power. Again, I told you, it would be wonderful to have that kind of power. I've never had. What's that like, that it's so freaking and more intoxicating than heroin or whatever? I don't know why we lost so much of it, other than social media disinformation. And every generation from here on out will be born with a cell phone in their hand, and that's
and I want to add to that. There are some other points here. The surge in dining alone. So again, this comes to the socializing part of it. It surged over the last 2 decades. It surged over 53% of people that eat alone. It was higher even during the pandemic, eating alone. Like, it just seems crazy to me that this many people, 1 in 4 adults, eat every daily meal alone. Wow. You're not engaging with anybody. And that's up 50% from 2003, when you might have lunch with somebody, or even bring your sack lunch and you're eating next to somebody. Sure. Social media, yes. Less care and compassion for sure. Community engagement, way down. If you're under 30, you're probably not having a lot of relations. And it's,
you mean sex?
Where the kids under 30 and let's just say 24 and younger, they were at their happiest. That was the happy time. Then you got into your 40 to 60 and you weren't so happy. But then when you hit 60, it's the U curve. I'm retired. I'm out. I'm happy again.
Now nobody retiring anymore.
Except the boomers.
So you basically said, so we got to get these kids back into bars, socializing, back into something. I don't know, smoke rooms, weed rooms. I don't know. And talking, and we got to get the electronics out of their hands, and they got to get face to face, and then they'll start humping based on that. To hump based on an app and an app only, only one in 100, only 1 in 200 is going to find the one or get lucky.
The odds are not in your favor, boys.
They're not in their. Your odds are much higher going out every weekend to your local pub. After work every Friday, having a couple of drinks, talking to new people, new groups of people come in all the time. I've met thousands and thousands. I've talked to thousands of human beings in bars in my lifetime when I used to go to bars. I mean, I'm all barred out and everything, but I got my fill, and that's how I got to know most people. That's how I got to know you two. I mean, you knocked on my door, said, please quit smoking. I said, go fuck yourself.
More or less.
And you're like, man, he's really masculine. We could use him as a bodyguard. Let's take him out on a birthday sometime. And then you guys took me out, and who'd we see out that night? We saw Freilich that night. And I saw you slam your brother against a brick wall. And I'm like, which one's older and which one's younger? This is fascinating. I barely
which one's dumber.
Names at that point. Like, they're okay with me. They like a little violence. So I kept you guys, but nobody does that anymore. I mean,
Why is that guy's head missing?
Yeah, are we able to see that? That was my question. Okay, you can see partial head.
Yeah.
The point is they're on their cell phone. I'm getting wonky video. If you don't see a picture I put up, please let me know. That would be super helpful. Yes, he's missing a head. You got that right. But the point is they're all together, but they're all on cell phones, right?
We do that too.
Together.
We do that too. We're sitting in the same room, the TV's on, we're all looking at our phones.
But we had a period of togetherness.
We did, yeah.
Yeah, so you already went through that.
The three of us could go out right now, sit in a bar, talk to strangers, talk to other people, put our cell phones in our pocket, and not pick them up the entire night because we weren't attached to them at birth. That's very difficult for these other generations. There has to be some sort of campaign or, again, the Germans got their kids to sit down and take a piss instead of pissing all over the floor, the boys. America got people to quit smoking through ad campaigns or whatever. Yeah. You can get people to put down their electronics and go meet and mingle. And I know drinking doesn't have to be involved, but drinking really helped. I mean, it really lowers inhibitions and makes it easier to talk to us. I mean, if you're not a psycho,
some people more attractive.
Yeah, it does.
If you're not a psycho, you should be able to drink and talk to someone and have fewer inhibitions and not want to date rape them or do something terrible to them. That's just how we grew up. That was our thing.
Are we seeing this this photo here?
Yeah,
kids on the bikes. I mean, this was Gen X. If it's Saturday, you're probably on your bike. If the weather's nice, your parents had already kicked you out. You'd already watched your fill of cartoons, and you were out with these kids. Hey, maybe I don't like that kid on the left. He looks a little squirrely, but you know what? He's my neighbor, and
he's one of the neighborhood kids. So we're going to hang out. We're going to find some shit to get into. Maybe some of it will be bad ideas. Maybe we'll throw rocks
here's more bad ideas. But if you look at the picture, yeah, 3 of them are wrestling on the ground. One's pointing at where the teacher is. One kid's yelling at the fight. But you know what? Everybody seems entertained and they're having fun. At the end of
nobody
the day,
had a gun.
no blood was shed, and it seemed like a good time.
Yeah,
we're a communal. Humans are communal. And
we're meant to be communal.
Not made you communal. They've made you isolationists. And
yes.
It's creating different types of, it's creating a lack of sex for 30 somethings and under, and it's a problem. And the government should take that shit seriously because undersexed men are very dangerous men in any part of the world. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, ask China.
The Arab world, the Muslim world, the Christian world, the atheist world. Undersexed men get pissed off and they do bad things. So this all needs to be addressed like it's a
it's more than just procreating, which this is all they want us to do to make more white babies, but that's not really happening because they're doing it in reverse. Part of the reason with Gen Z and the millennials, some of the factors: crippling debt, inflated rent prices, of course, the social media comparison culture, which I'm never good enough. I can't believe I'm not having that much fun.
Oh yeah.
But they're just completely dissatisfied, which now gives them no reason to really try. What do I care about my grades? What do I care about college? My living situation sucks. I'm at home. Waning confidence in government doesn't help either. You have no support. The whole Finland, I got your back. We don't do that anymore. Less freedom to make life choices. I can't be an astronaut. I get that.
Can I say something? That I don't buy that I'm at home one. My cousin Dave lived with his mom, Aunt Lily, Filipina, his entire life. Bass player.
Okay.
You know how much pussy that guy got? Are you kidding me? Plus a couple of marriages. And lived in his mom's basement the whole fucking time. Never left the basement.
I'm not relating that to sex. I'm just saying not wanting to be stuck living at home because you can't afford to pay rent.
I understand it could be frustrating, but I'm just saying it's not about where you live. It's literally about these little devices, in my opinion. Device you have in your hand. It's a problem.
It is. And that's part of the equation. All I'm saying is it all breeds loneliness. We have a loneliness epidemic for these kids. Suicide rates among young is skyrocketing, depression, drug addiction. What are we doing for these kids? To your point, where's the mental health crisis that we're going to fix? We don't even do it when we have a guy, mumbling down the street. We send the cops out and they just shoot him because, well, fuck, I don't know.
Where's the cheap
that was what you did.
Where's the cheap fun though? Where's the cheap fun? Your device is cheap. You've already paid. It's not cheap, but you've paid for it. You pay your monthly, whatever.
Apps, yeah.
And it fucking entertains you. Where's the cheap fun? Where are the dive bars? Again, when we were in Nashville,
25-cent drafts.
when you're in Nashville, you're paying $20 a beer on the main strip, but you go off to the side and it's a little cheap. It's even for a tourist town, it was a lot cheaper. It's half price. Where's the cheap entertainment throughout every city?
And not to cut you off, but it was in the mid 90s to late 90s. Even towns like cities like Houston, they had ice houses on the side of the road. You could go in there and get cheap beer. You could go on a Saturday night to, like you said, off Main Street in Houston, Rice Village. There were bands playing there. There were, and it was cheap. It wasn't like it was that expensive. If you wanted to see a band show at Fitzgerald's, maybe you paid a little bit more, $10, $12. But you could go anywhere and see live music, which is similar to Nashville today.
Cheap entertainment for these kids to even go out and meet, and they have their devices. So I mean, we need cheap entertainment, safe cheap entertainment, because our shit was hardly safe. I don't know how many people fell in the river down in the flats in Cleveland just being wasted at shooters or some shit, but lots, or a boat blowing up on a Saturday because there were fumes inside the cabin. Lots of shit. But that being said, yeah, without cheap entertainment and without having some sort of national campaign to turn the devices off, and I'm sure there will be a time, because these kids will have kids and they'll be like, man, these devices were terrible for us. We're not going to let our kids have them.
Yeah, good point.
They'll swing the pendulum the other way again, but we do need some balance, and we do need cheap. Go ahead, Bill.
Well, I was just going to say, part of the problem is with the devices is it's like a dopamine fix. Right? You're looking, how much time, like when you're on TikTok or you're on Instagram, how much time you're spending, maybe you're interacting, maybe you come across something that's interesting, you watch it, but you can't wait to move on to the next one. Well, what's next? What's coming after this? Yeah. It's like we have trouble living in the moment, just relaxing and forgetting about what's coming up next and just enjoying what we're doing right now. And, when you're on your phone, what else is there to do? Right? Maybe you're watching a video, maybe you're watching a movie. And that's going to keep you busy for a while. But generally, if you're just scrolling, you're just moving from one thing that's going to light up that dopamine center to the next. And you're completely asocial. You're not interacting with anybody. You're not really even focusing on what you're doing. You're just moving along. Look at, this is going to get me going, and it's really fucked up. It's not healthy. It changes the way we're wired now. So it's really hard for a group of people to sit there in a room and interact and have a conversation, unless there's alcohol involved or weed, which is great. But people, I think a lot of young people don't have that skill either, to be able to just hang out and relate to each other. I think a lot of them are really just like socially awkward because they just don't do it. And dude, we did it all the time. That's what we were forced to do. Well, I don't really like these kids in my neighborhood, but I don't drive. We all live here, so we'll find some weird shit to do, right? We'll dig some holes. We'll start some fires, whatever. We'll fall for another one of PJ Hogan's crazy scams. That's right. We'll call it a day, but we all learned how to get along, and you did shit. You were gone all day.
Yeah. And part of it they reflect on is the kindness and respect that's lacking in some of our core values. Now we move more to like being right, and then, being more superior over somebody else because I am right. And that becomes I don't want to say left, right thing, but it becomes black and white, essentially. If I'm right, you're wrong. And we're not going to find middle ground. We're not even going to talk about it. And then, our expectations at that point is I don't like you because we don't agree on anything, because you've made it a one issue, question. Maybe if we talked about 10 things, we did disagree on 8, but we could still get together on 2 things. Now it's just one and done. We watch way too much news, too much time on angry social media, and then it kind of self-fulfills what you're thinking anyway, because I'm in my echo chamber. So they talked about us being in kind of a kindness recession, which I thought was kind of interesting, because again, it goes back, and I'm not saying the Finns are amazing per se, but when you feel like you have the support of your community or your, government, it gives you a little less anxiety. You're not worried about my inability to afford the basics. I mean, that's enough to send people off right there. And then you don't have healthcare. what are we doing to people? We're
Right.
just putting them in these situations to
So
fail.
let's not forget who's supplying us with all this social media, right?
Billionaire tech bros.
Yeah. And dude, they know those algorithms. They know how to tweak those algorithms to get you angry,
They do
get
it
you
amazing.
horny, get you upset. I mean, they know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
Right. We're part of the greatest mass psychological experiment in history. Honestly.
For sure.
We're being manipulated.
Don't take the bait. Don't commit violence against each other based on some single issue vote bullshit you have or some whatever. Don't take their bait, because they're not going to do. Elon Musk isn't going to get out there and fight anybody. He's not going to Kyle Rittenhouse anybody. He's going to send you guys out to do it through stochastic terrorism.
Yeah.
And he's going to dupe you guys into it, and then they're gonna clean up financially. That's their plan. They don't care about violence. That's the other thing.
Well, to your point, and I don't want to cut you off, but the leaders up top, the Bro Brothers, in particular Trump, they want the violence. They want to be able to step in and use Hegseth, because he'll do whatever they want. Then we're going to have a serious problem. But we're teetering on that because they are trying to infuriate people enough to come out and go to the streets. And what I've read recently is the MAGAs want you out in the streets. Okay, you libtards, they want you to come out because they feel they have carte blanche then to bring their militias out, to bring the little, whoever Trump's going to choose, National Guard, whatever Hegseth wants, to start creating some real havoc. And then all of a sudden, martial law.
Hey, don't get me wrong. Those dudes, or was it Springfield or whatever, where all those Nazis showed up in
It was in Ohio.
In the Hertz whatever van or whatever.
Oh yeah, in Cincinnati.
Look, I'm telling you right now, you come to my neighborhood, I'm fucking putting a 50 caliber on my fucking rooftop deck, motherfucker. I ain't even fucking joking, because I can fucking legally do it. The
liberals have guns.
Don't take shit about them, but I'm just like, don't take the bait. Don't be trying to show up in their spaces and egg those mother. That's exactly what Rob. That's what they want you to do. They're all armed now. They're all going to get pardons for stabbing and doing horrible shit to you. Half their police forces are in on it, because police forces are just an extension of slave patrols from way back when, and you're never going to convince me otherwise. 21st century hasn't even started in this country yet. We don't even know what the fuck we're doing with our police departments. It's a debacle. We have so many things to work on, but do not take the bait. It will drive them crazy. Criticize them, call them weirdos, make fun of them, just dox them, destroy their social media, whatever, and go after their politicians. Go after these idiot politicians in public spaces. Yell at those motherfuckers. Go ahead.
And to your point, Gene, in that instance, one instance with the Cincinnati people, that van, the U-Haul came up. Several of their guys were on the street. They came up to a black man in his car who was just kind of rocking out.
That black man would have been named Gene, and Gene would have been holding a way bigger fucking gun than that.
Yes, he was holding a gun, and he just kept bebopping to the music.
That's right. Fight the power, baby. He was singing "Fight the Power."
They tried to get into his head, and he was just like,
They dropped N-word after N-word on him. Yeah, those are just words, son.
Yeah.
Touch me and see what happens. You come to my neighborhood, I ain't playing around, because I'm not coming to your dumbass cracker neighborhood. Stay the fuck out of mine, and that's not a joke. Stay out of my neighborhood. That's a red line for me, as Obama would say. So. Although he didn't do anything when they crossed the red line in Syria. That's another podcast.
That's not Saturday podcast.
Hey, but at least we have his NCAA bracket.
Yeah.
So we know who.
And you know what? Nobody cares about your bracket.
No. Not when you told us there was going to be a dictator running the country 3 months ago. We took that shit seriously. Well, some of us did. Anyway,
is this half of KK Caroline? What's going on here?
Yeah, I like that view better, where I don't really have to see that bitter face.
Well, it's ruining it, because I just wanted to point out that she wears that cross, right?
Yeah.
And that cross, I found out, is inlaid with diamonds worth $200,000. So
isn't that what Jesus said? Whoever gets the most money gets to heaven.
Or she's on her way to heaven.
Sounds like she got a sugar daddy for a husband who's trying to keep her, because that dick of his is withering every year he gets older, as that prostate gets a little bit bigger.
And Stephen Miller likes that shiksa pussy.
Well, and he
allegedly.
Allegedly.
She's cosplaying the Kylie thing, the old press secretary, because Trump really liked her and approved of her, and so they both wear their crosses.
Kayleigh McEnany.
Kayleigh McEnany.
Oh yeah. He
No,
likes.
she
Yeah,
was
let's see if
Republican.
she'll pop up because she's got her cross on. This is where it started. And, everything's bigger and better with Trumpy Bear. So then it jumped to this. Yes, there's her cross. $200,000 worth of diamonds in there. And I'm not saying, hey, don't, I don't support bling. But, you're trying to do your job. It's a little bit distracting and it doesn't really fit with your religious belief.
It's no more distracting than the fact that the curtains don't match the drapes on any of these chicks. They're all fake blondes, which is a thing with Trump too. Apparently, they got to go change their hair color up top. So it is all distracting. But what's mostly distracting about her?
Yeah,
she's unprepared. I don't believe she's an Ivy Leaguer, and she's a real idiot. At least Kayleigh McEnany had a giant binder with like.
she did her homework. You're absolutely right.
She had answers. So
well, and to your point, she just says things like, "Oh, I only sleep, 4 hours a night. I gave birth, and Trump needed me. I was back to work in 48 hours." I mean, it's all lip service, but she doesn't back any of it up. And the reporters are starting to sense blood in the water because she's just not coming prepared.
She's not. She might be the first to go. Lutnick's going to be the second to go. That's my prediction because they're both screwing up.
Terrible. He's awful. Gene, I put this up for you. I think you know the name of this movie.
I have no glasses on.
Oh, it's Red Dawn.
Oh, that's Red Dawn. Yeah, sure.
Wolverines.
We're at the mountain part right now. We're up in the hills because that's where we're heading. Okay. Not real positive, but Gen X is at least paying attention, thankfully.
Well, hopefully those of us that voted for this guy are maybe having some second thoughts.
A lot of people, for sure.
Let's hope
And
so.
these town halls are going really well if you don't like the Republican agenda.
Yeah.
Because everybody's pissed off. You got the farmers yelling at Chuck Grassley. He can't even respond to them. He's so ancient. They're like, we keep sending you back there. What are you doing for us? Where are the Iowa values? You're not doing any of this stuff.
And he's like, why are these people in my living room?
I'm glad it's all getting soundbited. So when, hungry kids in the inner city ask for food when we're in charge again, I don't want to hear these people going, why do you want to give them stuff? Because it's the same reason you guys want stuff and you're bitching at Chuck Grassley because we're all it together. Now you know. If you didn't know before, you hired this idiot. Now you know.
If you don't know, now you know.
Now you know.
Because I don't think people of color, the way they're erasing them from American history right now, I don't think we're going to forget that anytime soon. So you better be extra nice to us in these next elections if you want to get your country back. Otherwise, it might be oligarch city. It might be apartheid city.
There is no American history without people of color. Do you think those motherfuckers were farming their own fields on those plantations? They built their whole economy on free labor.
Rosen, this is who runs the Defense Department. Let me put these glasses on.
Oh, I know.
I do less beer these days. I'm a gin guy. Gin is my poison of choice.
Thanks, Seth.
I mean, end quote. I mean, I'm just saying that's who's running our Defense Department. And
yeah, it's fucking scary. Idiocracy is a democracy.
And Colin Powell and the first Medal of Honor winner, and just this is what we're dealing with. He's a DEI hire.
They all are.
As Stephen Smith said, he didn't earn it.
Yeah, and you saw Elon was at the Pentagon yesterday. They were making jokes, and the media has been fairly persistent at trying to ask questions of this group. And Hexa says, why? Why should I answer your question? Which, again, seems very undemocratic. We appreciate our journalists, and to just laugh them off.
Bro, they should ask him nothing. They should ask him one question only. Have you kept your promise of keeping your sobriety? Have you kept your promise of keeping your sobriety? Because he answered that question in committee. And I would like someone to ask him that every single time they see him. Some scroll reporter needs to ask him that question every time. Because I think he's still on the gin, to be quite honest with you.
Oh, I'm sure he is.
Or he would have had a massive epileptic seizure because he's a full-blown stage 4 alcoholic who can't handle just going cold turkey. There's just no way.
Yeah, I think you're right. Well, that would be a good question. In this case, they were asking whether we were revealing our war plans against China to Elon, which Trump, of course, projects and says, the failing fake news of the New York Times. They're failures. That's the worst paper. They're going under. It was fake news, but does it seem that fake? Hardly.
Liberals don't even read the New York Times, so who cares what he says about the New York Times?
Great. I don't care. It's not offensive to me.
Yeah.
We aren't getting our information from these sources anymore, dudes. We can see with our own eyes that you're trying to go after quote unquote entitlements so you can give people $5 trillion in tax cuts at the top 1%. This is what he's doing. If people haven't figured it out yet, then like Ilhan Omar said, you are the dumb ones because she got attacked at it. Someone questioned her like, you're attacking all MAGAs for being dim-witted and all that. She's like, no, I'm attacking the dim-witted ones that think I can be deported as a member of Congress, or the ones that think we stole the election in 2020, or the ones that ask me stupid questions like you just asked. Like maybe you're dim-witted. I mean, these are just facts.
There's a lot of that going around.
If you believe January 6th was an inside job or a Democrat job or didn't really happen, then you are a fucking idiot. I don't have to sugarcoat that. That's literally what you are. So, I mean, we are where we are with the dummies that are in the MAGA party. Hopefully these other MAGAs have caught on. They're trying to steal your fucking money. Like legit, they don't care what color you are. They are trying to steal your money, my money. They are ruining our 401ks, our farms, our cattle ranches in Nebraska,
our climate,
our library, our USAID, our criminal courts. I mean, you name it, they're ruining it.
Our Constitution.
The scariest part is you're looking at probably 32, 33%. So we got to get that number down and educate some of that population to at least get that to a number that maybe makes them go back under the rocks where they were, so to speak. They're certainly coming out with their hate and rage, which was something that was more guarded and hidden in the past. Now it's just out there, and
you can't eat hate and you can't eat rage. You're gonna be real mad when you're hungry. So I'm letting you know.
And it's not good for your blood pressure.
Not at all. That's a good thing, right? We want them to have high blood pressure. Why is Rob muted? Did he mute on purpose?
I don't know. Still muted.
You're still muted, dude. Are we gonna have to close out the show for you?
You're not gonna have to close it out. I just don't know where that came from, that it started playing, which was crazy.
Oh, we didn't even hear. I don't even know
hear it.
Oh, good. Okay, never mind. I better just jump to the happy ending. No, it was a prior show that popped up. I don't know why.
Okay,
I got you.
All right, happy ending. I'm going to start because I like to start. So I'm going to start with this guy. Where is he? Come on. Oh, here he is. Woo. Yes,
he's just a floating head.
Maybe this is a better picture. J.D. Vance is the most unpopular vice president ever. It's historic levels of unpopularity. I don't know if it's Gacy connection or just the fact that he treats people very poorly, or maybe both.
But apparently in a popularity contest between him and John Wayne Gacy narrowly edged him out as being more popular.
Yes.
And John Wayne Gacy killed like 26 votes too.
He did. He did. They weren't part of the voting. The other part is that, which I found pretty impressive, 20% of Americans are supporting boycotts that aligns with their politics. So if you're upset with Target, 20%, 1 out of 5 people are saying no thanks. And I think that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, fuck Target.
Well, and not just Target. This can be any brand that you like and have used, but you're going to walk away from it, which isn't always easy because enough already.
I miss Amazon, believe me. Now I've got to go actually hunt this stuff down and buy it. I miss Amazon, but fuck them.
Yeah, well, you can always find stuff at the drugstore, Billy.
I know. I'm just saying, like the stuff that you get used to, like one click and it's on its way. I miss that. But yeah, fuck that and fuck Netflix.
Well, and it always bothered me once Amazon started being able to deliver something within 5 hours. Like that's not how nature's supposed to work.
Dude, and you see those people in those trucks, they're out at all hours now, on the weekends, after dark.
You like your job?
Oh, they're terrible to work for. They fucking grind people down, soulless. heartless.
No Let me see if PJ Hogan pops up. Can we see the whole thing with PJ?
Yeah, you know,
Or not?
I
Is
can
this where that kid rags
jumping
himself?
I don't think so. No.
Oh, because that was a funny video.
The kid was highly skilled. But that's the kind of stuff that Gen X was out doing. Okay. Yeah, maybe you racked your balls, maybe you lost a tooth on the handlebars, but you were out there and you were trying to entertain yourself and you were learning how to get along with others. Nothing
Yeah,
wrong
maybe
with that.
you hit your brother in the eye with a baseball or got him with a bow and arrow. It happened.
It
And
happened.
he's fine.
And he's fine.
What a
Is
guy.
that your happy ending, Uncle Bill?
Yeah, I'm glad you're not a one-eyed. My brother is not a one-eyed dude, thanks to me.
There you go.
So,
Uncle Bill, that was a little underwhelming, so I'm going to move on to Gene.
it's the little things, okay? You take the little things.
Briefly, my happy ending is I told you guys, I've told you several times, how are the rich going to trust their security when Armageddon comes or the shit hits the fan? And it looks like I'm going to be proven right because the rich are running out of security services to hire. So basically, rogue cops are taking it upon themselves to start apps where they will provide security with other rogue cops that have been in trouble.
It's like Uber, right? It's like Uber.
It's Uber security, but
Holy shit.
the app already says on it they hold no responsibility for if these security guards like kill your dad or kill the wrong guy, or it's all on you. We hold no liability whatsoever. So they're already coming up with because there's a lot of millionaires probably out there like that United Healthcare guy that got whacked that probably needs security too, and they can't hire the best. They can't hire the ex-Navy SEALs or ex-Mossad like Harvey Weinstein.
Well, Biden, Harris, and Liz Cheney's security details available now.
Oh, okay. Well, go ahead, hire them. See what happens. Go ahead. Alon should hire him. But I'm just saying, that makes me happy. These rich turds are gonna go out here and they're gonna start spending money on these people they don't know, and they're gonna go trust a cop or a rogue ex-cop.
Good luck with that.
He's gonna take all your shit when you're in that bunker, and I'm gonna laugh my ass off because me and Bill and Rob are gonna be in Costa Rica.
That's right. Hanging out in a yurt.
That was my happy ending because it was sort of like a prediction I had. Like, these guys are not going to be able to trust the security, and there's not enough security in the world out there right now. All their assets basically get protected by the U.S. military right now, but we're degrading that shit so bad and leaving every white supremacist and criminal and crook in there. They're going to steal your gold too. So.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, like you said, we're trying to get through this as quickly as possible to the bottom so that we can have some bounce back. So to see that they're already scraping the bottom of the barrel for security, that is kind of a happy ending.
Hey, Rob, once again, I do less beer these days. I'm a gin guy. Gin is my poison of choice. That's who runs our entire defense department. People should really know who these people are. It's insane.
Yeah, they really should.
Well, and he's playing off Trump where he's not answering questions from the media like he doesn't have to. The big thing that Trump's pounding the table on right now is the Golden Dome. So he sounded really good in Israel, and we're gonna put all our resources into doing that here. Not to mention,
we did that once. It was called Star Wars, and it was a giant money suck and a giant failure.
Yeah, Star Wars, Ronald Reagan. My goodness,
get the fuck out of here. He's launching missiles at us, and that Iron Dome is kind of overrated too.
Iron Dome, yes.
And by the way, Alon wants drone wars. I mean, he wants tech wars. He wants to, he wants to be in charge of, trillion drone armies and stuff. He doesn't want to build some weird ass Iron Dome or have that contracted out to Lockheed Martin or some other defense company. So.
Well, to that point, Boeing just they're making a new fighter jet, the F-47, which Trump loves the number. The generals decided it, not me. It was the generals.
They love me.
But you've always said, Gene, we're not going back to that kind of warfare. We're not going to be launching these F-47s off of Air Force or off aircraft carriers and fighting in the middle of the ocean somewhere. I mean, the world is so much smaller than it was during the world wars. And we've got some bombs that we don't really have to go out and fight hand to hand anymore.
Trump's like that old guy that hits a certain age and he goes out and he buys that vet. Because he can afford it. He's a boomer. He's got all that money.
That is
I've never
Tesla.
seen anybody but an old gray-haired white guy wearing glasses driving a Corvette. I've never seen a young person in the last 20 years driving a Corvette. It's like going to the past, coming up with, and they do make a new vet every year or two.
Yeah.
So, and you got to trade it in and get the latest and greatest one every single year because they can afford it. But yeah, dude, plane warfare, that's not even to the future. And he's already all but destroyed the army. You put Hexeth in, you've depleted. I mean, and we've fought forever wars. I mean, forget about it, dude.
Oh, recruitment numbers are way down.
Warfare all the way. It's cyber warfare all the way. It's
yeah.
You know,
they're going to cut your electricity. They're going to cut your availability to Wi-Fi. They're not coming over there to with their bayonets and
they're going to poison your water system.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to
exactly. They'll shut down your grid. They'll poison your water.
Yeah,
make your people
they'll disrupt your supply lines.
Yeah, there's no rules for war anymore. They make us suffer. I mean, most people that in wars that die are always children and women. Period. Mm-hmm. End of story. Soldiers have protection.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look at Gaza.
That's not Saturday material.
That's not a happy ending.
No.
Yeah, Uncle Bill. And yours was underwhelming to begin with. So maybe pipe down over there.
Yeah, maybe put that electronic device down every once in a while and get some interpersonal communication going with somebody instead of giving us these underwhelming happy endings.
I know, right?
What's there to be happy about? Unhappiness is my default mode.
Because I honestly, I swear to you, when I had anxiety all those years ago when Trump first got elected and I couldn't even leave the house, I was like, what is going on in America? This is rock bottom. I hadn't even grown up yet. I don't even think I'd barely hit 50. I wasn't 50 yet. I was still in my 40s. In my 50s, I realized, oh my God, the faster we do this, the faster he screws us up, the better. Yeah. So the more crazy shit he does now in this first year before this midterm election comes up, the better. Let's get it all out now because I guess I don't know what rock bottom is. I've never been that heroin addict on Kensington Ave in Philadelphia doing the fucking, I don't know. I thought America was smarter than that. I know better now. I'm 56 years old. There's a lot of dummies out there. We have a lot of preaching to do, a lot of educating to do.
Yeah.
And a lot of praying to do, even though fuck Jesus.
Well, the problem is some of these dummies are willfully ignorant. Like anybody, you can't be blamed for what you don't know. But when you just don't want to know, then you're willfully ignorant.
A lot of deprogramming to do then. I mean,
for sure.
Any Thomas is in a goddamn cult. A cult is a cult is a cult. We got a big cult in this country now. We've had cults in this cults in this country before. The Nazi Party was a cult in Germany. It can be defeated.
Yeah, I feel like the happy ending is that we do still have the resources. There's plenty of independent sources out there for you to actually get the proper information that might lead you to change your decisions on past issues that maybe you just weren't that informed about, or you were taking advice from your neighbor. Check your sources. Less doom scrolling, and let's try and get together here.
For a lot of people, that lesson is going to come and find them. No need to go look it up. When that Social Security check doesn't show up.
Oh, just the fraudsters will complain, not the 94-year-old.
Yeah. Boomers watch the nightly news. This is the perfect opportunity for the nightly news or cable news to get back into what they used to do. The truth, this Republican is going to bend you over and peg you. So you better pay attention because they've been gaslighting our asses for years and years, making us think oligarchs are good and making us think we need to do this. It was all bullshit. These people are making money off of us watching and off of our misery. They can just get back to telling the truth now and informing people that you do have resources. Even the friggin' local news should be able to tell you you're about to lose your Social Security office because Trump shut that shit down.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, Sinclair scripts them as well, but you're right. I find local news to be the most terrifying because it's the closest you're going to get to some investigative reporting that's in your backyard. Oh, that train that derailed with all the chemicals. I heard the sirens, stuff like that. So
that news is built to scare old people.
So there is, to not leave the house.
I do want to finish weather
with the acts of kindness. It's something we need to work on as a society. It has a huge impact on mental and physical health when you are kind to others. It also helps with your heart, and it can slow down wear and tear of aging on your DNA. So we're getting pretty deep in the woods here,
there you go.
Kindness goes a long way. So I'm hoping maybe we can start sharing a little bit more of that. Again, we do want people to tune in, subscribe, comment, and give us some feedback because we're not going to stop. This
Hey,
has
Rob,
to.
I fed a stray cat today.
That was
Nice
a kind
job.
thing to do.
That's very kind of
Does
you,
that
Gene.
count?
Yes, of course.
Can you see it in my eyes, or do I just like hide? No, I feed a stray cat every day, and then I feed her boyfriend every night. So
Okay. Well, as long as they're not having kittens, you're doing a great job.
oh, they had kittens. They're all grown up. That was 3 years ago. So
Okay. Well, they're off that then. They've been together long enough. They're not making any more
yeah,
kittens.
you can hear them screaming. It sounds like rape when they have sex. Cats sex sounds like rape. It's terrible.
Well,
it does not sound pleasurable.
On that Saturday note, Gene,
what is it? What is a cat penis made out of that it's not pleasurable? Do we know?
No.
It has little spikes in it.
Oh, well, Jesus, that's not good.
Google it, goddammit. Before Google, I was a genius.
I'm going to take your word for it. I'm going to go ahead and take your word for it.
Bill especially to Google it.
He should, for sure.
I am not Googling cat penis. Who knows who's watching that?
Yeah. Google how they're spiky and shit. So they don't have comfortable sex. And ducks have corkscrews for penis. So that's not comfortable either.
Drilling.
And ducks are really fucking rapey for,
Well, everybody's got their homework assignment now.
So, like, this administration is like ducks and cats. Super rapey with fucking corkscrew and spiked cocks.
And in the end, they're all a bunch of beta males.
God bless you.
All right.
Tuesday.
All right, then.
I'll see you Tuesday. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday.
All right. Gesundheit.
All right.
Later.
Bye. It's not.
What, are we at a funeral?
Yeah, we're at a funeral.